YouTubers, my name is Rick Gerasi. My channel is Vintage Oddball Cards. I was inspired to make this video because of watching YouTube the middle of the night. I had disc surgery on my neck, couldn't sleep. To pass the time, I would watch YouTube videos. A matter of fact, I teased Mike, baseball collector at the National, that I blamed him for being here and spending all my money at the National because I was watching his videos and others at the middle of the night. And the reason for my name, Vintage Oddball Cards, is because my main interest at this time is food, beverage, strip cards, etc. Today, I thought I'd show off some of my better strip cards. So let me come around here for a second. And a little history of strip cards is they were issued in long strips, either cut or distributed in partial uncut strips. Various retail stores would hand them out to customers, and who made them is totally unknown. They're designated W by the American Card Catalog. The pros for collecting these cards is you can collect a Ruth, Gehrig, and Cobb without taking out a loan. And the negative, though, is most of these and some of these are pretty ugly, and they're kind of hard to find in decent shape, and they're kind of made with thin stock. The first one here is the 1920 W516-1 Grover Cleveland Alexander in a 3.5. This set is actually kind of rare, and the grading is really tough on these strip cards because most are assigned authentic. They're not graded with a number. PSA tends to be tougher on the strip cards with the borders, and SGC is a little more lenient when it comes to this. My next card, my second one here, is the Walter Johnson, and the second one here, the Walter Johnson, the W551 in a 2.5. The W551 strip cards were a 40 card multi-sport set, 10 being baseball players. The 10 baseball players were on one strip. Ruth and Cobb are next to each other on the strip. Only by graded if the Ruth and Cobb are together, because there's plenty of fakes with these uncut Ruth and Cobb cards. The next one I have here is as I switch cards here, the next one is the 1926 W512 Tris speaker in a 3.5. What's interesting about this card is under the name, and the title is ex-manager of Cleveland AL. Both Speaker and Cobb were accused of fixing a Tiger Indian game. During the off-season, Ben Johnson, the president of the AL, wanted to ban them out of baseball. This is why the ex-manager shows at the bottom of the card. But baseball commissioner Judge Landis eventually reinstated them, and both of these players managed and played on different teams the next year. The next one I have here is a recent one I just picked up, and that's the 1926 Ruth in a BVG 2.5. These, again, being graded in a 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5, 6 are tough. Most are authentic. Of this Ruth here, there's only been 40 that were graded with a number. About 100 of them are authentic. Very thin stock. The picture on this one's actually pretty nice. For a Cobb, I keep saying Cobb, but for a Babe Ruth card, this one you can find for between $500, $1,000 compared to a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 Gowdy card. The next one I have here is an actual picture. And this one here is the 1931 W517 and an SGC 1.5. I picked this one up about 10 years ago. And I bought it for like $300. And now I just saw one on eBay, a PSA 1, go for over $600. So again, even though it's a strip card, you know, you can buy in a Ruth, Cobb, Gehrig, they can gain in value over the years. The last one I have here is probably my most expensive one, and this is the Gehrig 1928 Gehrig in a PSA 5. This Gehrig W502 is the highest graded blank back card on PSA Pop Report. This card's identical to the Grimer's bread cards that were issued, so it's basically the same card, except this is blank back, and it's very similar to the Yingling's cards too. This card says it's hand cut, but people I've talked to at the National, people know, say these weren't hand cut, they were probably machine cut, and by looking at it, it does look like it's machine cut. So anyway, those are some of my most popular or strip cards. In the future, I'll be showing some other cards, and thanks for watching my video and taking the time out of your day to watch. Thanks a lot. Bye.